Hi everyone, it's Danielle for Longfield Gardens, and today I want to share with you how to plant and grow gladiolas. And gladiolas are beautiful summer blooming flowers that produce elegant 3-foot flower spikes on each stem. They have multiple orchid-like blooms that come in a rainbow of gorgeous colors, are very easy to plant and grow, and as an added bonus, they make excellent cut flowers. Gladiolas are grown from corms, and these corms contain all the necessary food and energy to put on that glorious spike for you that can sometimes have even 20 florets on each bloom stalk. So you want to start by first selecting a site that receives full sun and has fertile, well-draining soil. You can either choose to dig a whole bunch of individual holes, or you can dig out one large planting area and then place multiple corms in that planting hole. Either way, you want to be sure to plant the corms 4 to 5 inches deep and leave 3 inches of space between each corm. Now, for a truly spectacular display in the garden, I like to plant mine in groups of 7 or more. I think planting gladiolas en masse gives the look of a beautiful living bouquet in the garden. Once your hole is dug, place the corms pointy side up, flat root side down in the hole, and then cover them back up with soil. Once all your corms are planted, be sure to water them in well. In a few short weeks, the strong and spiky foliage will emerge from the ground, and at that time, it's a good idea to give them a light layer of mulch to help suppress weeds and maintain even moisture levels during the growing season. Gladiolas appreciate consistent water. During dry weather, water the plants deeply to supply the equivalent of 1 inch of rainfall per week. If you notice that the blooms are becoming heavy and starting to lean, give them a little support by placing a slender bamboo cane next to the stem, and use twine to secure the bloom stalk to the cane. If you need to support a large section of gladiolas, you can corral them with multiple canes and twine encircling the entire planting area. I personally love to use my gladiolas as cut flowers, and when you use them for cutting, you tend to avoid the leaning altogether because you harvest them before they become top heavy. Now, the gladiola blooms from the bottom to the top, so you want to go ahead and harvest them when the bottom 2 florets on a stem are open. You should also remove the tip of the flower to encourage all the other flowers on the stem to open in the vase. As the lower flowers fade, simply pull them off and enjoy the new ones that will continue to open. I also find that it's a nice idea to succession plant gladiolas so that you can have continuous blooms all throughout the growing season. So start by planting Gladiolus Corms after all danger of frost has passed in the spring, and then continue to plant a wave of corms every week or two for continuous blooms all season long. Now, to know when to stop planting Gladiolus Corms, find out what your first frost date is. And since the gladiola takes about 90 days from the time that you plant it to the time that it blooms, count back 3 months. That should be your last planting of Gladiolus Corms. Now let's talk about what to do with gladiolas after they're done blooming. Gladiolus corms are hardy in zones 7 through 10, so growers in those zones can just leave the corms in the ground to perennialize. You just let them die back naturally in the fall, snip them at ground level once they've turned brown, and they will return for you next year with no additional work on your part. However, if you're a grower in zones 3 through 6, you want to either treat your gladiolas as an annual and replant the corms every year, or you can dig them up and store them over the winter. In this case, after the first frost, dig up the corms and allow them to dry in a warm, dry, well-ventilated area for about 2 to 3 weeks. When thoroughly dry, remove and discard the old dried up mother corm located at the base of the new corm. You can either remove the tiny cormlets from around the base of the new corm, or you can use them for propagating purposes. Once dry, place the corms in mesh bags or old nylon stockings and hang in a cool, dark, well-ventilated location with an ideal storage temperature of 35 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Next spring, simply remove them from storage and replant them. Well, I sure hope these tips on how to plant and grow gladiolas were helpful. And from all of us here at Longfield Gardens, happy gardening. Bye!